Hello and welcome to part 2 of your first website. In part 1 we covered getting your web hosting and your internet domain name so that you're all set to go, and now you've got a template that you want to go ahead and fix up. Well, you probably don't have the template yet, but we're looking at a template that I've downloaded, and before we can do very much with the template, we're going to need some software. I'll get into finding the templates here in just a minute. Actually, I'll go ahead and do the template part. Basically, if you search the internet for templates, you will come up with all kinds of free templates, and some of these are ads, and some say they're free and they're not, and some really are free. But there's literally, when you type free templates, it comes up with 392 million hits for templates of websites. There are a couple of places that I recommend if you're going to get a really nice template, that you want a nice one. I recommend ThemeForest, and they are a charge site. They charge you a pretty good, not really that expensive, but they run from about $15, $10-15 on up, and you can. I'm gonna take you there. This is where I buy a lot of stuff. If you're buying a WordPress template, they're typically run about $35. Site templates, let's see, we'll just take for example corporate site templates. You can find quite a few in here for $14, $15, $17 or whatever, and this is a good way to get started. I'm just going to start on a free template here, and I'm going to put this template on a website called somelamename.com, which I own. And in order to make this template the way we want to, I'm going to change this background color. I'm going to change the umbrella, and of course I'm going to change all of the verbiage right here, so it's going to say something different. Excuse me. Home is going to be home. Probably won't be services, but it'll probably be parts of this tutorial throughout there. Products, right now that's not linking to anything. About is still linking to the same services page. And contact doesn't even seem to work in this, but it doesn't matter. We're going to change all these menu items. We're going to change the business name. We're going to change all of this. But in order to change it, we're going to need a few pieces of software. Now, one of the things I want to caution you about, there's 4 pieces of software that you need. You need a notepad type editor, and Notepad that comes with Windows just really isn't going to get it. There's a good one called Notepad++, and you also need an unzipping program that'll unzip your files. You're going to need an image editor, and you're going to need a FTP program to send the files from your computer up to the website. Now, it might sound like a lot, but it's only 4 things. But here's where the caution comes in, because I've actually been spending the last 12 hours cleaning off some crap off of my computer from where I was doing a video downloading one of these programs that I will not recommend in here now. It was a zip program, and as it turned out, I checked the wrong box in setting it up, and it decided it was going to give me some freaky toolbar that just wouldn't go away, and there's still signs of this toolbar left. And downloading programs can be somewhat traumatic at times if you're not really careful. That's why, for example, I'm going to launch into what I use, and Paint.net was a very good one and still is, and I'm not having any problems with Paint.net, but with my experience earlier with one called JZip, I decided to run all of these through Google with the word virus behind them to see if there were any hits on virus with any of the programs I use. Well, there are hits on virus on some of the programs I use, and in this particular one, can Paint.net give your computer a virus? Yahoo answers. The answer is, depends on where you get it, from one thing. If you get it from the official site that's Paint.net, chances are you won't. You can get it from other sites, and you might. So if you have a program that you've paid for, like say Paint Shop or Photoshop or one of those, I would forgo getting any free software in that respect. But you're going to need some sort of image manipulation software, and if you don't have the money, there's Paint.net, and there's also another one called GIMP or GMP or something like that. I'm going to type in GIMP and see what comes up. I haven't used GIMP, and here it is, GIMP, the GNU Image Manipulation Program. I've heard some very good things about that. What I would recommend is, if you use that one, I would go to GIMP.org and get it from there. And when you do download GIMP, make sure that you're looking at the check boxes and uncheck every extra that they can give you on any of these programs I recommend. But anyway, Notepad++, I did a search for Trojan viruses on, and apparently there were some false hits from various antivirus software, and I highly recommend you get antivirus software if you're going to download any type of free or public programs. It's always good to have antivirus software, but it doesn't always protect you. Make sure you know what boxes you're checking when you do an install, because a lot of these programs will install a toolbar and change your home page and make all kinds of freaky stuff happen. And I think these people, pardon my expression, are just total assholes that do this. And it used to be that I could just open a file by clicking on the file and it would open in here. And now what opens in here is this crummy toolbar thing I couldn't get rid of. So anyway, I won't go much longer on that. You're going to need four things here. You're going to need an image manipulation program. I recommend, if you get a free one, that you download it from the source, the people who wrote it. I am recommending, I've just downloaded it. It's a little more difficult to use, but it still is usable. It's called 7-Zip, but if you can afford to spend a little bit of money on a zip program, I would go that route. The other thing that I use is Notepad++. If you can afford Dreamweaver, which is like $500 to $1,000 or something, I don't even know why you're watching this video then. But if you can afford that, great. If not, get Notepad++ from the most reputable source. And we're going to go ahead and start using this software to get everything put together for your site. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to your themes and find a theme that works for you. And I've got some links down here in the site that I'm making that I haven't started to make yet, but by the time these videos are up, these links will all be here of some sites that I recommend to go to for templates for your website. And so these are the four things that you're going to need. You're going to need an image program. You're going to need Notepad++ or something similar to edit your HTML in. You're going to need, I recommend FileZilla. You're going to need FileZilla. And let's see, what's the other one? You're going to need some sort of a zip program, because almost all of the files you're going to deal with having to do with these templates are going to be in zip format. So get that together, and I will see you in video 3.